Hey everybody, Jack here, and I got a question from a student a little bit ago asking about the ratings functionality in Airtable and how he was able to customize a star rating from 1 star to 5 stars based on some value or some linkage within Airtable. And I looked into it for him, and I have an answer for you, and I hope this is helpful for you. So let's go ahead and dive in and kind of show you what we're talking about here. So what the student Keegan wanted to be able to accomplish was, based on some dollar value of a deal, be able to rate that deal from 1 stars over to 5 stars. So the quick question is this possible? And it's possible, but not the way that you'd think it would be. So you have in Airtable this field called a rating field where you can give it a style of hearts. Give it a style of hearts or whatever the case may be. If you upgrade it to Pro, you have all these options, but right now you just have a star, which is perfectly fine with me. And you can choose if you want it to be a rating 1 through 3, a rating 1 through 10, etc., etc. So if we selected this one, we can give them stars from 1 to 10. But do you see a problem here? There's no way to add logic into this rating field because it's simply an input field. All you can do is hover, click, and set the rating. So how would we make this smarter? How would we make it to where the user can have some control over what the star rating is and not have to just click directly on the star here? So you can do this with a little trick that I'll share with you guys for free. Haha. And that's just using an if statement. So what I've done here is I've created a star rating function, and I think I can expand out the formula here. Can I expand this out? Yeah. I got my daughter playing behind me. She said, "Yes, you can, Daddy." So what I have chosen to do, and let's build this together here. So let's do star rating using if. And so the way to think about this is, if you want the output of one field or the value of one field to impact what you do on a different field, you're pretty much going to be in this formula world. It's an if that or if then scenario, and that's really what this is for, right? So let's go ahead and build this sucker out. And we'll make a very simple example here, but you could add in lookups, you can add in roll-up functions and different ways of aggregating your information to then spit out your if-then clause. But just to answer this question and make it easy, make a very simple one. And before we go any further, you can absolutely make it show stars here. So for example, in this field, I've got 2 stars and 3 stars. It's not using the actual rating functionality of Airtable, but you can go to getomoji.com and you can copy any of these suckers. So let's just put in star here, star. And it's really as easy as, okay, a white medium star, click this guy, and you just copy. So now I've copied a star emoji, and I can use that as the output, let's get rid of this, of my formula. So now we have our if formula, and let's say we want to set a $1,000 is 5 star, or let's make it easier. $100,000 is 5 stars. In a minute. Sorry. All right, so you'll see. So we're going to do an if statement. If the value, so you just type value, because I'm going to base it on the value of the deal or value of whatever it is you're looking at here. If value is greater than, let's say, 10,000, then you get to select you get to select what to show. And I'm just pasting here. So I'll say that if it's greater than 10,000, show 3 stars. And if it's not, show 1 star. Let's see if we got this on the first try. So it looks not quite right, because this should be if 15,000. Did I do 100,000 on accident? So let's see what's going on here. Move my face out of the way. So if value is greater than 10,000, it should be 3 stars, right? Let me go to one that I got working the first try. Oh, okay. So I accidentally chose the value formula. There's a function called value. So if you don't have the, let me show you here. So in this one, I actually had value as being a function, and it converts a string to a value. So if I simply did value here, I'm selecting the value field. So let's select the value field. If that's greater than 10,000, show 3 stars. If not, show 1 star. And let's do that as a test. And so now you can see deal number 2 is $100,000 value, and so the star rating here showed 3. And these are less than that, so they showed the else clause of 1. But you can get more granular than this. So what if the value, let's see, so if value is greater than 10,000, give it 3 stars. Else, you can do another one. If value is greater than 5,000, then give it 2 stars. And else, let me just make sure when you're doing these nested if statements, you have to be very careful that your parentheses are all correct. And then here we'll do an if. Let's just do tests one by one. So now we should have, if it's greater than 10,000, give it 3 stars. If it's less than 10,000 but greater than 5,000, give it 2 stars. And if it's less than 5,000, give it 1 star. That should be what we set up here. So let's make one that is 7,000. And now you've got it. So this star rating using if statement basically conditionally sets a star rating value based on a field within your Airtable base. So I hope that was helpful in answer to your question. And I have a question for you as well. I have not been making courses on Udemy in a while. I enjoy doing my Airtable course, but I'd be curious if you would like to go further either in Airtable or in other software tools or things of that nature. Drop me a line, leave me a student announcement or a student question. I would love to hear from you, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. See ya. So I hope that was useful. If you have not yet learned how to really take your business to the next level using Airtable, click on the link in the description below to get a very special coupon price and get into the best training on Airtable on Udemy right now. Talk to you guys in the next video.